Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen from Zen World, and I hope you're having a great day. So we are back with Chapter Two of Mashle. So if you're not familiar with Mashle, then please click the link. It's gonna be here or here or somewhere, where you could go back and then do a recap on Chapter One, which is basically about a main character named Mash, who is really strong. He only trains to be, just for lack of better words, strong on the sense of like strength, endurance, muscular strength, stamina, all kinds of things of that nature, but he's unable to use magic. Now chapter 2 brings us where chapter 1 left off. Mash is going to Magic Academy, right? And you're probably wondering, but he can't use magic, so how is he going to Magic Academy? That's pretty much his main goal, that he wants to show that he could basically be a mainstay person in that world, with just muscles alone. So he goes to Eastern Academy. Eastern Academy is one of the biggest and largest magic academies all around, right? So we're introduced to a whole bunch of different, magicians and things of that nature, and then we also see Lucy, Lushai Claude, right, which is kind of like the headmaster, one of the headmasters of this magic academy. So some of the things that are happening is that they catch wind of Mash in the far distance, and he's pretty much he's pretty much just like chilling. One of the things that we see him doing in the beginning of the chapters is that he's doing like the invisible chair technique, which is not really a magic technique, but he's like doing it right, sitting on one leg, trying to act all cool, and then the Luce or Claude, I don't know how to, the headmaster, is basically like looking at him and saying like, how is this oaf gonna like come in, and he doesn't even know magic basically. So they go on with some of the tests, right? One of the first tests they take is this booklet opens up, right? This book opens up, and all of the it's questions essentially, but what's happening is that all of the letters are moving all over the place, right? They're all over the place, and awesome, because the headmaster, Claude, he's basically like, all of the questions are really easy, but the foundation of the spell is really hard to break, right? Which is all of the letters moving around. So then Mash looks at it for a while, and then he just slams his hand down, boom, right on the book, and he's basically telling the letters stop moving. So they all stop and align perfectly, to answer a set of questions, right? Which is really amazing at that point. So then what happens next is he goes through some trials and he beats all of them with like strength, right? His muscles essentially, until they get to the maze, right? The maze is kind of like the climax of this chapter, and in the maze itself, Mash has to essentially get through the maze, and then the Claude, or the headmaster, is basically saying like, like, let's see how you're gonna get out of this. So along the way, as he's just traveling, Mash comes across another magician named Lemon, right? Um, and Lemon is, we don't really know the character. This is the first introduction. She says, "Can I tag along with you?" Right? So I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, because this is the introduction of like a brand new member to the team, right? Um, because he's by himself essentially. So I'm inclined to believe that he is gonna meet people along the way who will be part of his venture and just add into the experience. So he travels with her a little bit, and then she just seems really weak, right? So she falls on the floor and she's like, "Help me!" And then he's like, "No, I gotta go," basically. And then she does a spell on him, right? She does a spell on both his cuffs, his wrist, and also his legs, that try to bind him together, right? And she basically gets up, and then she's saying that this was part of a plan, because of the Claude didn't really want him to get through this, because he feels like he's a buffoon. He doesn't feel like he should be in magic school, in the Eastern Magic School. So he just wants to like take him out of this. So he did give her the task of doing this, and she says, Lemon says, "I'm doing this for a personal reason," right? So Mosh is looking at her, and he just breaks out of it like boom, with strength, and he's like, basically like, whatever, you can't hold me down. So as she's trying to talk to him, Mosh is leaving, and then this Sphinx-like figure comes out of nowhere, because it is one of the tests, um, that they have to figure out. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pull up. I don't want to try to make up the actual riddle. But basically, the guided Sphinx says, 2 legs in the afternoon and 3 legs at night. What am I? And then she's like really frightened because she thinks she remembers the answer, but she really can't come to the conclusion for what the answer is. So you could see kind of like what's gonna happen because she's about to get like, that Sphinx is like giant. It's about to like knock her out. I don't know if it's gonna kill her, or I don't know if anything of that nature, but I'm leaning to the side of like it's gonna like really immobilize her and kill her. So as it's about to like swipe this gigantic hand like towards her face, Mosh just comes out of nowhere and punches the Sphinx right in his face, right, with the utmost strength that we've seen Mosh do. And then it's funny. So the reason why I have my phone, because I'm reading it from the Viz, I mean from the Shonen Jump website, and because Mosh doesn't care about these riddles, so Mosh is like, sounds made up if you ask me. So he's basically like, you just made up that riddle, like I'm knocking you out. So then Lemon is saying like, why did you come back to save me? And Mosh gives her, this look, that kind of like stoic look, and he's like, you said that you're here for a reason, and maybe your reason is just like mine, right? And that's it. That's the only reason why he came back for her, because he believes in her. He believes that her passion, her purpose might be similar to his, right? Probably not in the same way, but that they both have a place in this world, right? So essentially, there's the whole entire maze was timed. They have to get out of there by a certain time. But then Lemon was like, we're not gonna make it. And then Masha's like, how do you think I got here so fast? So I'm laughing because I love this manga because it's funny, and at the same time it looks serious at times. So then we see Mash just knocking through the maze with this pure brute strength, right? And then it comes to the end of the chapter where like you see the headmaster, the Claude, Lucy Claude, and you just see Mash just like knock his way through right before time is out, and then the chapter concludes. So excuse all my hype and my laughing, is just that it's a really good manga. It's simple, it's pure, it's not overly exaggerated story. It's just like, it's about Mash. He's trying to find his place in a world where he can't use magic, and he only has his muscles that he's been training his whole life for and more, right? So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the review. I enjoyed the book in its entirety, right? I'm not gonna really give it a rating. Just go out and enjoy it, right? That's what I think Mashle is all about. Just going out and enjoying a quick read. A lot of people are doing a comparison between One Punch Man and Mashle in terms of the character of Mash and Saitama. They're pretty similar in the sense that they're easygoing, right? That's all I'm gonna say. That they're easygoing characters. But this is kind of like I don't know. I guess it's a parody of like Harry Potter type things and magic, and someone who just has brute strength and just like obliterated magic itself. But anyway, this is Zen from Zen World saying peace, love, and prosperity. Take care, everyone.